What is a person willing to do in order to win? Picture yourself witnessing the best game of chess the world has ever seen, with two opponents evenly matched with perfect counters to every move that is being made. Better yet, picture yourself watching the Patriots versus Seahawks Super Bowl in 2015, where every move is calculated, and one wrong move can cost you everything you've worked for. Even if you have a hard time picturing these, look at the 2016 Cavs versus Warriors finals, where the winner would not only determine the champion, but how the game will be played for years to come. Battles happen between everyone who competes in any sport, whether that be mentally or physically, but a battle with the risk being whoever loses ultimately dies is rarely seen. Death Note displays this type of conflict, and throughout this, we see and learn many things about the characters and even ourselves. Just like in life and sports, Death Note proposes the question: how can you win even if you feel outclassed? With that being said, Death Note is typically overlooked by many anime watchers, but should not be counted out from any great anime discussions. To be clear, we're not trying to force anyone to put Death Note in any top 5 or top 10 list, but instead, we present the case that Death Note being a great anime due to its engaging storyline, character development, whether that be good or bad, protagonist and antagonist battles, and what a person takes away from it.
Imagine seeing two equally matched rivals teams or competitors, all looking for an edge or opening in the other's defenses, while also planning another 7 moves ahead in the battle. Instincts and skills at their peak, attacking while simultaneously defending. A true test of all of their abilities, mentally and physically. A calculated war of strategies and deductive reasoning, where the winner is hailed as the ultimate victor, and the vanquished pays the ultimate price. This is how I view Death Note's storyline. The plot is engaging due to the way the author is able to create and release tension. Whenever the viewer or reader comes to a place of relaxation, boom, the storyline takes another drastic turn. For example, this can be seen in the first episode. Things pick up when Light finds a book called The Death Note. He becomes curious after reading the rules of the book, so he decides to put it to the test. Shortly after writing a criminal's name in the book, he suddenly dies of a heart attack. The dynamic of the story shifts into a completely different direction. Light goes from a seemingly innocent kid daydreaming in class to a potential murderer. I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, but shifts like this can be seen throughout the entire story of Death Note.
Secondly, just like there are shifts in the plot, we also can see shifts in the characters with their development, whether it's ultimately good or bad. Just like Dizzy said in the first part, things pick up when Light finds the Death Note. Before Light even finds the Death Note, we see that he is extremely intelligent, athletic, and notices he has at least some sense of true justice due to his father being part of the police force. But shortly after realizing the true power of the Death Note, he grows a god complex almost, and grows more into a dark realm of things instead of a positive light. This is character development, though this development is ultimately bad. One example of Light's true self slowly vanquishing is in the very beginning of the anime. Surprisingly, after he had finally killed a few people with the Death Note, he starts talking to the Shinigami and he starts saying that he's not really a bad person, he's just getting rid of all of the bad people. And then the dilemma appeared. He would be the only bad person left after he kills everyone else, meaning he would have to kill himself last. Thirdly, the protagonist and antagonist battles that Death Note has are some of the best in anime history. Some of these battles consist of a very strategic, thought out, and well planned scheme almost. You'll see one of the best battles in the whole anime comes where L plants 40 something cameras inside of Light's room, but Light gets his Shinigami to look around and tell him where the cameras are located, so he puts a television inside of a chip bag and he hides the Death Note in one of his textbooks where he studies in. So while this is all set up, he writes names down and he's still performing the acts as Kira, but L can't even see it because of the way that Light was so strategic about writing these names down. Another battle that they had that was very, very, very important came from the very beginning of the anime when L broadcasted a live announcement that, and I quote, was broadcasted all around the world, but in reality, it was only based inside of their own city. So When he seen that Kidda killed the person that was delivering the broadcast due to a name tag being up there, he could narrow down his search, which is one of the best and biggest moves out of all of the moves that were made throughout the whole series. Fourth and finally, the last thing that we will go over is what a person takes away from the anime. Death Note is a great anime, which leaves many questions inside of the readers' and watchers' mind. The biggest thing that is left amongst everyone is, what I'm doing, is it truly right or is it truly wrong? That is the biggest thing that this anime leaves, and I feel like that is the best thing that the anime can leave. Everyone should be able to question what they're doing. Not that what you're doing is truly right or what you're doing is truly wrong, but you should always question what you're doing, and you should always question, is it truly right what I'm doing or is it truly wrong what I'm doing? We really love y'all. Peace out.